got a chance to go back to music making about 5 years ago, and it was kind of profound to be back in an ensemble, primarily Sunday morning, because I realized the degree to which the habits that I'd learned as a kid had really informed a lot of things that worked well professionally. And they're things that sound very trivial and trite for me to say, but they're important to me, so I'll go ahead and say them. Listening is really at the heart of making music with other people. Not playing, listen. And you've got a score, usually. You've got a beat, you've got melodic structure, or harmonic structure, or rhythmic structure, and that's written down there. But the guy who really contributes to what the ensemble is doing is the guy who listens to whoever's leading, and whoever's standing next to him, and whoever's playing this, and whoever's playing that. And that takes more concentration, honestly, than singing or playing or sawing at your violin or whatever it is. And it's not behavior I see as much in other forms of collaboration, and I haven't figured out necessarily how to pick it up and port it over from the one domain to the other. But how many of you actually make music of some sort? Yeah, cool. Nice correspondence to see. If it was a software development conference, which I've been to many of, that would be 50, 60%. Very high correlation, interestingly enough. And programming, Johnny, is surprisingly similar to making music. You got to think about multiple things at once. You have to go multiple things in your head at once. But there's not really good ensemble programming yet. Maybe that'll evolve someday. I mean, I don't really have a punchline point out of this, but my favorite 2 hours of the week very much tend to be the 2 hours on Sunday morning when I get a chance to play with these guys who are much more talented than I am. And I get to go and try and do my piece of it and watch the guy who's leading and listen to the guy who's standing next to me and try and stay with the beat, figure out what's coming next. And here's the interesting part, and the thing I'm trying to pass along to my sons who make music as well. You know, they're sitting there playing piano. If you make a mistake, you actually don't get to stop and correct the mistake, because then you're behind, then you're off, then you're throwing the whole song off. And you staying on your part is less important than you staying up with the piece as a whole. You make a mistake, you know what, if you don't advertise it, if you don't make a face and grimace, no one knows. Like, stay with the beat, jump ahead a half a measure or however far it is, and pick it up and stick with the song that you're actually all making, and it'll actually come out fine. In fact, some of the great performances that you guys know, probably rock and roll, judging from the generation here, there's mistakes that have become immortal. Like, that's what we expect to hear in that performance. You know, the Beatles whiffed it all the time, but the Beatles actually played something like 1,400 gigs together in Hamburg as an unknown band before they ever got discovered, before they ever got a recording contract. Think about that, 1,400 nights in the red light district in Germany making music together. You think those guys are immortal because they're talented. Sure, they were talented, but damn did they work to get there. And damn did they learn to listen to one another and to trade off of one another and to build off of one another. And I guess one of the opportunities in working with a team is to get that level of interplay, because you end up with 1 + 1 = 5 or 6 or 7, because you learn to listen to one another and not just sing solo and not just follow, oops, I made a mistake, I should stop and wait and pick it up where I left off. So that's what I have to say about music for me.
Matt, what instruments do you play?
Piano, voice, trumpet, flute, okay on percussion.
Do you play music too?
Yeah.
Who do you play with?
Sunday morning at Sacred Heart Catholic Church, and there's 2 guys who've been leading this choir ensemble for 28 years, but they're both amazingly talented, and I just go like, I'm just going to follow them. I'm the backup 3rd string guy. What a privilege it is to play. It's great fun.